Good Thursday morning. Thanks so much for being with us. We are in a weather impact alert for heavy rain and gusty winds a little bit later today. So a lot going on. Thanks for checking in with us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus America Areas.
And I'm Bridget Bureau. Got to get through some rain before putting on those costumes for Halloween tomorrow. Rachel is timing it all out, and you're thinking it's going to affect the evening drive.
Yeah, the evening drive, we will have some rounds of heavier rain. The wind begins to pick up too between about 3 and midnight, and then we'll gradually start to see improvements and then drying out for Halloween, which is certainly some good news. We're falling back this weekend, so the sun is going to be setting earlier on Sunday. On our satellite and radar picture this morning, most of us are dry under a cloudy sky, overcast in spots, and then we also have a couple of raindrops not being indicated on the radar right now. I know my drive-in, I did have my windshield wipers going, but it was very light, more nuisance than anything else. We can see though the bulk of the rain has yet to push through, but it will over time. So our precipitation chances, sure, there could be a shower this morning, but the bulk of the rain is actually going to push through mainly after about 3 o'clock from western Connecticut first, and then eventually overspreading the state. Wind potential is up later on today. We are looking at gusts right now up towards about 20. We could see potential gusts closer to 40 this afternoon, and I do think the gustiest period of time will be in the evening. Temperature-wise, right now out the door, we're sitting in the 40s to near 50, 46 in Groton. So for the kids at the bus stop, it would be a good idea to grab that umbrella for after school, as temperatures will be in the mid to upper 50s, and we'll have that rain that does arrive, and it's going to come down pretty steady and heavy at times. We're drying out just in time for Halloween, though. Halloween will be breezy. We will have winds up towards about 30 in the afternoon over the weekend. It does trend nice with temperatures in the mid 50s both Saturday and Sunday, with a lot of sun around too. We'll have more details on where we go from here. Your full 7-day forecast coming up. As we check in with the roads this morning here at 6:02, we are following a couple of issues on the roads. Road work wrapping up, but we also have this crash this morning over in New Britain. This happening around 2:30 this morning, so heads up for folks. Eastbound Route 72. From exit 2 to exit 1, there is a crash that is involving about 3 vehicles. It has blocked 2 lanes, so the left lane is slow to get by, although volume remains light. You can see plenty of activity there, so give yourself a little extra time. Road work wrapping up in Middletown, so volume is up this morning, but doesn't look all that bad now from New Haven into Hartford and Hartford into New Haven, just around 35 minutes. Bridget.
All right, Rachel, thanks. It's been 29 days since the government shut down, and the pause to SNAP benefits is less than 2 days away. Millions of Americans nationwide, including 360,000 people here in Connecticut, will lose out on the federal food assistance program until the government reopens again. And there is growing concern over how this will impact children who rely on those SNAP benefits for healthy, nutritious meals. So Hartford Public Schools is now urging parents and students to be prepared. Fox 61's Glenn Kittle joins us live in Hartford this morning with more on the message from school officials. Glenn, what message are they sending to families?
Yeah, good morning, Bridget, Erica. They're telling these families to definitely be on the lookout over these next 2 days for anything that can help them out when it comes to food assistance. Now, it's going to be hundreds of thousands of people in Connecticut on November 1st wondering how they're going to afford their next meal if the government remains shut down. But new information from Connecticut Data Haven says that this government shutdown affects a lot more than just SNAP benefits. Now, according to the data which tracks local food assistance programs and local economies, the state was previously slated to receive $4.6 million in SNAP Ed benefits. Now, that's a program that aims to educate low-income families on nutrition. And because of the potential government shutdown, organizations that administer SNAP Ed in the state will likely have to face cutbacks and job losses because of the funding cuts. Not to mention, children could lose their free lunch status and summer food benefits, meaning those kids that fall under that umbrella could end up missing out on meals. Now, Hartford Public Schools has sent out a notice to families affected by the shutoff to make sure that they have the resources available to make sure that they get by. They're telling folks that on November 1st, no new benefits for SNAP will be issued. They're also telling folks if you receive a recertification notice, you must complete and submit it by the deadline to prevent a lapse in eligibility once funding resumes. They're also making sure that folks know that the Department of Social Services is still accepting and processing SNAP applications. They say if someone is approved for benefits for October, those will appear on their EBT cards when the federal government reopens. They're also including a list of pantries and soup kitchens for families to visit to get whatever they need. Governor Ned Lamont recently pledged $3 million to Connecticut Food Share to help out those families. He goes on to mention that Connecticut families need that help more than ever.
We're going to try this out for a couple of weeks. We're going to see what the need is going forward. And this is a time where you want to step up and help people out.
Now, it's important to note by that SNAP benefit cutoff, which is going to be on November 1st, that if you do have remaining funds on your EBT cards, those will still be available through the shutdown. But Hartford Public Schools is telling folks to make sure that they prioritize using whatever benefits they have left in their accounts. Live in Hartford, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
Here they got a budget during this difficult time, Glenn, and make some tough decisions. Thank you so much. And coming up a little later at 6, we'll take a look at what Capitol Hill is doing this morning to address some of these issues. And we're going to be sitting down with some lawmakers and some experts about their plans moving forward. So that's coming up.
Also, we have seen incredible amounts of devastation in Jamaica from Hurricane Melissa. And as we're hearing more stories from people who are there, we're learning that there is a huge effort here in Connecticut to help those and get them the supplies and the things that they need. So we're checking in with Fox 61's Kayla Cade. She has more on those efforts to help out people in Jamaica.
Hey, good morning. We talked with some people at last night's meeting and say there are many people without electricity, the airports are down, and hospitals are damaged, and people in Jamaica are also, they lost their homes and their cars. Rosemary Tate, an active community member, says it's important that we come together as a group to support one another. People in Jamaica need resources like water, medical supplies, non-perishable items, and clothes. If you are a company or just a volunteer that can provide transportation or electricity, Tate encourages you to contact the Western Indian Social Club and West Indian Foundation.
If they want to help to send crews to help restore service. And of course our tourism, because that's where we get most of our dollars to help run the country. And right now the hotels, especially in Montego Bay, Negril, places like that, they will need a lot of support to get money back into the country.
Governor Ned Lamont will meet with state leaders tomorrow on how the state is helping Jamaica. And if you would like to help, you can visit fox61.com. We have some donation links over there. And then you can also drop off items at SMSA School in Hartford or the Firehouse in the south end of Hartford. Live in Hartford, Kayla Cade, Fox 61.
Kayla, thank you. Manchester police say a 32-year-old woman was seriously hurt after a car hit her. It happened around 6:45 last night on Center Street. Police say the driver stayed at the scene. And if you saw anything, give police a call. And happening today, a man accused of shooting 5 people at Brass Mill Center in Waterbury back in May is expected to appear in court. Tajwan Washington, you see him there, faces several charges, including 5 counts of first-degree assault. The 19-year-old has pleaded not guilty to all the charges against him. Police say the shooting happened after the argument.
6:08 right now, and we're learning new information in a murder in Killingley. Police have now released the name of the woman who they say shot and killed a man in her home on Monday night. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi has details.
Police tell us a woman has been identified as 65-year-old Michelle Yeager, and she's been charged with multiple counts, including murder.
Connecticut State Police responded to a call on Pratt Road in Killingley Monday around 9:20 p.m. after a person reported being shot in the chest. Investigators say Michelle Yeager shot a 39-year-old man in front of a 12-year-old boy while he was watching a movie. The man was rushed to the hospital where he later died. Corey Brawl just recently moved to Killingley. He says crimes like these are rare.
It doesn't happen very often. Don't hear about it very much.
Police say Yeager stated that she was in her bedroom when the victim came after her. Detectives also say she told them she took some time to unlock the gun safe to get the gun. Investigators say Yeager stated she was upset from dealing with issues throughout the day and that she started drinking later that night. Police say the boy stated that he was watching a movie with the victim when Yeager came into the room and shot the victim. According to the arrest warrants, when officers asked Yeager what happened, she stated, quote, "He tried to kill me," and also repeated, "I shot him," multiple times. Police say Yeager was found partially naked, and they noted Yeager was highly intoxicated when officers spoke with her. First responders also took her to the hospital for a cut on her head. Investigators added that Yeager stated she did not remember getting into her safe and retrieving the gun, but only that she remembers seeing the victim on the floor suffering from a gunshot wound. Yeager was charged with murder, carrying a firearm under the influence, and risk of injury to a child. She's being held on $1 million bond.
Now, Yeager is scheduled to appear in court on December 11th. For now, live in the studio, I'm Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
6:10 now, and if you plan on early voting today, there will be extended hours. Polls are going to be open from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. There is same-day registration if you are not a registered voter. As of 10 a.m. yesterday morning, just over 102,000 early votes had already been cast. In addition, nearly 16,000 absentee ballots were returned. That's according to the Secretary of the State's office. Now, we have full coverage of the local elections happening across our state here on air, online, and on fox61.com. You can also stream us anytime on your Amazon, Roku, and Apple TVs on Fox 61 Plus. That's our free streaming site.